So this one actually comes from Smalls in the chat, and he actually took the time to fine tune this deck and make it really nice. If it's bad at all, it's his fault. I've been wanting to play Dimir Flash, but it's one of those decks that I know that you have to fine tune to really get a good deck on it. And Smalls actually took the time to fine tune this one and make it, and I think it's pretty much perfect. The only card I'm worried about just from my own playstyle is that I've not played with Drown in the Loch a lot, and so I need you guys' help to let me know when to use that, because I have a hard time with it. The other one here is maybe Suffocating Fumes, is one of those that it's based off the meta that you're running into. Being able to cycle it is really nice, just 2 mana to draw a card, but being able to kill a lot of mono red decks is pretty nice, especially in competitive play. So we are going to take this one into competitive, but overall this deck is, the reason to be playing Flash is for Slitherwisp. First off, whenever you cast another spell that has Flash, you draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. That losing 1 life can definitely come into, you'll accept the consequences. Yeah. Once you have multiple of these out in the battlefield, the losing 1 life actually racks up quite a bit, and you can do quite a bit of damage. And then also Cunning Nightbonder. I initially kind of rated this one lower, especially because so many of the Flash things have, you know, two mana costs and everything on it, but getting one of these out is actually pretty powerful. I've also seen this be really good with the shark, the great shark here, where, and that's something like, maybe if we're not running into as much mono red, you might want to like play maybe some more voracious great sharks, because with Cunning Nightbonder, being able to counter something for, you know, 3 mana and have a 5/4 come out on the battlefield with it is really busted and powerful. And so there's some pretty cool stuff with that. The other thing is just like, the main goal here though is get out Slitherwisp, get out our Brineborn Cutthroats, get out some decent bodies, slow the game down, just counter their stuff, and then hopefully just outvalue them with the Slitherwisp. You know, get in for big hits with our Brazen Borrowers, maybe Brineborn Cutthroat if they don't have stuff on the battlefield. That's not as big of a worry. And one of the things that I saw here with Smalls is that he didn't put in as many of the Sea Dasher Octopus, and he's in the chat, so anytime you want to be adding extra things in here as well, definitely be helping. Yeah, Sea Dasher Octopus is just a really powerful way to go here. Legion's End, really good against all the Lurrus decks, just being able to exile the stuff that you want to get rid of, like Priest of Forgotten Gods. I just want that out of the game completely every time, because I hate that card. And then, of course, I mean, we don't have a sideboard with this one, but you can definitely build a sideboard for this to kind of match up to other things. And I'm kind of intrigued with not playing any temples or anything like that, but I mean, this is the deck that he built, and I trust him to be building good ones. So we're gonna go ahead and take it into some gameplay and see how it does for us. Playing first, this is actually a pretty nice hand. We get to hold up the Quench, Omen of the Sea, a lot of good stuff. So keep this, drop. Maybe it's an opt, because I'm not really planning on opting immediately. We'll probably go for Omen of the Seas. It actually has the flash and stuff. I'd like the idea of keeping up Legion's End against Umori deck. And Quench. So it's either an Omen of the Seas or an opt. Probably Omen of the Seas, since we have 2 of them. But there's just more value in that sometimes, holding it up. Either way it works though. I mean, it's basically the same effect. Getting tap lands in tempo decks, that hurts a lot. That's very true. Not hitting your second black mana or anything like that also hurts. That's the main reason. Is I like having as many dual lands sometimes for me as possible, because yeah, it goes back and forth for reasons. When you have 7 basic lands of any color, you have a much higher chance of having multiples of them in the same hand and having to mulligan. All right, Omen of the Sea. Land is nice. Quenches are actually going to be pretty decent against Umori. I'm assuming they're going to be playing a bit more mid-rangey as well. Actually, we don't know this as creatures yet. We absolutely want the land, though. I'm just debating if Quench is worthwhile at this point. Having more counter spells is pretty nice. We get to draw both, so I think I want something maybe a little bit different. We can run into more counter spells with other stuff as well, so it's fine. Okay, pass the turn. Like, even just running into an extra land there would have been really nice. Alright, let's opt. Getting on Brazen Bar wouldn't be terrible there either. Land. We do need to hit our lands, but do we need more? We can hit lands along the way since we're opting so much and everything. All right, there we go. Something to play is nice. Yeah, I think that was definitely the right play. Putting it to the bottom. All right, so I think we'll probably end up just quenching basically anything here in Spectral Sailor. If it's nothing like important, then we'll just Brazen Borrower, I guess. Yeah, we'll quench that. Spectral Sailor. Now we're not hitting lands. Uh-oh. Pass the turn. Brazen Borrowers are pretty nice, though. Castle Garenvig, 6 mana. Yo. Oh, they've got the manas. It actually resolved. That actually doesn't work for Quench. But we're just going to keep tempoing them here. Playing the flash out of it would be pretty nice too. There we go. All right. Surprisingly enough, I'm not sure if I want the double black mana now. Because we can bounce something and play a Brazen Borrower out if we have more blue. We'll decide on their turn. Yeah, cycling the fumes is decent. Fortunately, I have a couple dead cards here. Yeah, bounce the Gem Razor. They still get the Migratory Greathorn out on the battlefield. But I think that what we're trying to go for here is just... I think now we need to try to put damage in. And so we're going to grab blue mana. Hopefully still top deck some black mana, but we'll see. We may not even need it. There we go. Attack, attack. Down to 8. I could even cycle now. I don't think we need to shock this in. I think keeping the game slower is going to be better for us. They don't have flyers as far as we can see, and we can go pretty wide with it, so pass the turn. We know it's all creatures, so there's no board wipe. Well, there could be... What's his bucket? Giant. They keep going for this, but it doesn't actually work with Quench. Because that mana can only be spent to cast the creatures, which the cost of that doesn't count as the casting cost of the creature. Oh, Gem Razor does have reach. You're right. Forgot about that. Alright, they can gain 3 here. Legion's End can deal with the tokens, which is kind of nice. Or the suffocating fumes. Ooh, Grazer is also annoying. We don't want them to be able to gain more life, so the fact that they have this is annoying. They can also put other stuff onto it. Yeah, Legion and Grazer. We could reduce how much damage he deals here as well to gain life. I'm trying to think if there's a way. No blocks, take it. Down to 17, up to 9. Blade Brazen Bar, we're out. I'm debating if it's worth holding onto the Suffocating Fumes at all. I'm pretty sure he's going to adapt onto this again, or mutate onto it again, and so being able to Suffocating Fumes, that is nice. Card draw would be really nice too, though. We can Legions and the Grazer hidden for 7. I think I'm going to cycle, try to find something else here. Like, I'm actually not quite as worried about the Borgo Grazer as I am all the cats that are going to be coming. Being able to see their hand could be nice. Because, yeah, if they get 4 of these out in the battlefield, we're definitely not going to be able to keep up with the race. Because we're not going to be able to tempo them out of the game, actually. So I think what we do is we Legions and the cats. I should have maybe just kept the Suffocating Flames. What's in hand? The Strix. Alright, attack in. Yep, okay, good. They actually blocked where it dies. That's better for us. Pass the turn. Yeah. Strix. It's kind of good. Just a wee bit. Oh, just lands. Oh, man. Oh, that's brutal. They didn't create any blockers, though. Oh, this has lifelink. Right. Oh, that's a flying blocker. Who plays this card? Wow. Maybe I should have opted for Quench or something last time. Oh, well. Yeah, that's game. Now that they have flyers, now they have 4 lifelinkers, and they get oh. Nice. All right. Yeah, that's good. I mean, when you get to just play all of your deck for free, it's not too shabby. I'm okay losing like that, though. That's a fun way to lose. Let me just check to see how many games I've actually played with this one. I think it was 2, right? Okay, just 1. Yeah, I'm getting... Just for editing purposes, I like to keep track of wins and losses so I know... I know where to be making cuts and how many cuts I need to be making. I don't cut out my losses. I just like to know how many games I played. Jolpwook. Bringing on Jolpwook. And Mulligan. There we go. That's a good hand. Is it better to hold back the opt? Keep this, drop the serpent. Just for the Brineborn Cutthroats. I think it's better to go ahead and opt and try to find lands, try to find other stuff. Yeah. More blue mana would be nice. Alright, I need to read this card because I don't play it enough to make sure I do it right. So choose one. Counter target spell with converted Mikas less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. So everything is equal to its controller's graveyard. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, Birth Meltis. Down 18, pass the turn. Yeah, this is definitely Luca. Nothing in their graveyard just yet. We're drowning the lock. Birth the Meltis. I'm almost wanting to just draw cards so that we can have other stuff, but going wide against this isn't terrible either. And if we can get these guys up above 4, we just have to hope they don't have Luca on the next turn. I'd love to be able to try to dig for land right now, but I think we'll wait. Pass the turn. Narset. We can drown this, right? No, with converted mana cost. I always think you can just make it pay at a certain amount. Let's get out Omen of the Sea now. We can technically draw a card anytime. I could Brazen Borrower that, but we'll just go for Omen of the Sea. Legion's End is actually pretty nice here. And the land.
I know 88 ways to defeat you. Pick one, meditate, and prepare.
Being able to get rid of all of their tokens is actually really nice here. See if they find Luca or Fire's Invention. Taking a sweet old time here. Alright, they find the Luca. That is annoying. So we know that they have Luca for next turn. They shouldn't have a way to play it and create tokens, so Legion's End is necessary here. Get to take a peek at the rest of their hand. Oh, everything. Yay. Actually, Elspeth Conquers Death doesn't even really deal with our deck, what we're trying to do. Alright, shock this. I think that we do... Man, going aggro here actually isn't terrible. They could find board wipe with Narset. Swing in for 7. I could try for double opt. No, we don't have enough for lethal next turn anyway, so yeah. Kill Narset, swing in.
You are a mighty warrior.
Pass the turn.
I concede.
Yeah, and with the life gain, yeah. We're a little ways away from it. Threatening the Quench is actually really nice here as well. 3 cards in the graveyard. Elspeth Conquers Death does nothing, so they might actually try to go for like Omen of the Sea, which that we could counter. I guess might as well. Maybe double opt would be better. Next half hour or so? Sweet. Dude! Alright, this deck beats Luca. That's all that matters. It is now amazing. I love playing the mind game with that too. Like, honestly, I've been on the other side of that. Like, oh, they know every card I have. They're holding up 2 mana. It's obviously a Quench. Even though we didn't have it, it's like, oh, obviously I can't do anything. It's... Control just plays such mind games with that. I love it. Did not expect to win that one. I mean, didn't expect them to scoop that early. Yeah. Dude, we've been winning the die roll over and over again. That is huge in this format. Being able to win the die roll means everything. In best of one. Dude, I've had so many games where I had the perfect hand, all I had to do was win the die roll and it would be great. Drawing the lock will be nice here. Pass the turn. Drawing lock is really good against like Zenith Flare and everything in this one. Do we quench that? Getting up Brineborn Cutthroat's pretty nice. If we can drown the lock as well. Alright, we'll go ahead and quench it. We could even go for John of the Lock now. I mean, it's instant speed, right? So, pass the turn. See how many times they go for cycling. If they do cycle like 3 times here, then we'll kill it. We're fine taking 2 or 3. Is this equal to its power or convert mana cost? Okay, convert mana cost. Control is the best way to play the game. A terrible idea. I think we're also fine taking 3 here. I'd rather get out our own Brineborn Cutthroat and do stuff on their turn. Alright, pass the turn. I also want to keep one of these up for Zenith Flare. Like, we do need to keep one of these up for Zenith Flare, right? So I could go Brineborn Cutthroat, kill the big one, swing back, hold it up if I need to. I mean, I don't have to play right now. I would like to be able to kill this, though, in response. So Brineborn Cutthroat. could block. And just get rid of both Flourishing Foxes as well. Getting the life total low is actually a good way to actually... Zenith Flare is really annoying. And I'm stuttering like crazy. Alright, I'm just going to do it now. So we should have... I don't know if it's better to block there or not. We lose a Brineborn Cutthroat. We get to swing in for a lot of damage with these guys. Dude, John of the Lock just completely shuts this deck down, though. The issue is that you want multiples, because it's good in so many different instances. So down to 12. Land is decent. Swing in. Down to 9. Pass the turn. 7 cards in the graveyard. I think once they get down below Zenith Flare mana, then we kill this. We get to do lethal if they don't have creatures. So Zenith Flare. Counter it. Nice. All right, sweet. Good game, sir. That felt awesome. I feel great. All right, we'll go again. Beardy Nick, bring it on. Up against Luris. John of Lock seems pretty good against that, and Quench, especially if we're on the play. So yeah, we'll keep it. I think it's better to let it resolve first, right, before you opt, especially if we have 2 ops. They could have gone for one of the ops here to kind of slow us down a bit, but I think at this point it's fine. Takes a Quench. I mean, Drown of Lock gets better with that gone. Honestly, it's probably better to hold that up. I think we want lands. All right, pass the turn. Pass the turn. Man, I'm just playing land and go. This is not how I typically play, guys. Yeah. I mean, if we can get them to the point where they're top decking pretty soon, that's going to be great for us. Pass the turn. Stuck on lands. Did I play guitar? I definitely play guitar. And it's there for decoration. Max in. I think we play the long game here. We go ahead and block. Luris is really annoying. Alright. I don't know what's wrong with the Arena Shuffler today. Yeah, man, the lands have been not my friend. I almost want to opt just to try to find blue mana. Because we need to be playing lands. I think I will. And if we don't find it, I don't know how we win. Alright, pass the turn. I mean, let's hope they don't have another shock. We can still Brineborn Cutthroat. Attacks in. I think it's definitely worth killing this. Luris can come back and play more of them, replay him and stuff, but I think at this point we're just trying to slow the game down. And then try to find an answer for Luris. Seriously? What is this deck? This is crazy. Who plays Dazzling Lights? I guess a deck that's trying to get janky stuff in the graveyard. Dreadhearted Canis. I mean, okay. It's interesting. Pass the turn. Oh, this is interesting for sure. Okay, so we let them attack in first. I think they go for shock at our face. They go for duress. Okay, so resolve, it does trigger. Do we want to opt? I mean, yeah, we do. So we need to find blue mana and shuffle the deck a bit. Opt. Drown in the lock. Keep it. Kill. I guess it's Butcher. We'll have to deal with the Arcanist. Fifth game in a row where opponent Clarion on to turn 3. Yeah, man. Definitely Clarion is brutal. Alright, more Drown in the Locks. Please, oh please. Dude, that is 3 Dreadhorde Butchers. My bad. Oh man, what a hand. And all these lands. Like, seriously. How do people draw like this all the time? I mean, if we can kill Luris, we have a shot. I don't think we really have that much of a shot, though. This was just too much awesomeness. Yeah, I think we should be done with this one. Yeah. Didn't hit our lands early enough, and then we drew all lands at the end. And this is where, like, we have Suffocating Flames in here, which is pretty good against Dreadhorde, like, the couple things. I'm wondering if maybe, like, Cry of the Canarium. It hits our stuff, too, is the issue. But a lot of our important pieces can dodge it. You have to play at sorcery speed. That's probably the worst part. I mean, yeah, we can keep this. Drown in the Lock might be dead. But we can get out Spectral Sailor turn 1. Brazen Barber, something in turn 2. Ample. Alright, pass the turn. We're probably just wanting to cycle here. It's a lot of things to keep on top. Hopefully just lands. Ooh, Quench. Quench is very good. So the question here is, do we shock ourselves for this Brazen Borrower? Or do we just try to hold up the Quench? I think being able to get in like a much faster clock here is nice. And life total probably won't matter as much in this game. So I think that we go for the Brazen Borrower. Alright. No more counter spells. Well, I mean, I guess we can run into one. Pass the turn. Just waiting for the luck to swing your way. Yeah, seriously. I do have pretty lucky hands here and there. Let's see. Omen of the Sea. Definitely not that. Not that. Opt.
Past, present, and future are bound by threads of time.
Drown Unlock is a counterspell, but only if they have stuff in the graveyard. Or they have to have enough converted mana cost. Interesting. Not using it at all. And if they're not going to use it at all, then we bounce it, right? I mean, that just was a wasted turn on their side then. Pass the turn. Yeah, there are a few decks that make Drown Unlock not as good, where it's like you have to be making sure you're putting things into the graveyard. We can't counter it. Can't cast stuff at instant speed. So we'll opt. Slither Wisp is interesting. We could play that out here. Brazen Borrower, if they bounce it, like we get a bit more value. I kind of don't want to show them that we have that. Like, I want to play this out so they bounce this and we can kill it with Spectral Sailor.
I know.
We hope they don't have like Heartless Act here.
I've got it.
I mean, okay. We could bring him pretty low here as well. Bring him down to 8. Slither Wisp, bring him down to 7. Sorry, I haven't got this deck onto here yet. Let me... Actually, it should be on that one as well, but that's this deck. If they have an instant speed Shatter this guy's next turn, we're in trouble. I think we try to get rid of Teferi.
Stop that. Now.
I mean, I am going to play my cards, draw a card here. So Slither Wisp, Spectral Sailor, draw, deal some damage to them. There we go, we got to land. And then hopefully we can at least kill Teferi. If they have instant speed board wipe, we hate them. And we're okay with that. Ooh, and this Narset is going to be brutal too. Like, even just Narset here is not great.
That's more like it.
That's not terrible. We can still win the game through that. Alright, so kill Teferi. Elspeth the Conqueror's Death will bring it back eventually, but that's not the worst. And they just haven't put anything into graveyard further. Drown on the Lock. Down to 8. Pass the turn. Oh, I forgot about that. That's fine though. We'll probably just go... Honestly, as long as they don't have board wipe, we'll Cutthroat, Brazen Borrower. That gives us, what, 6 damage on the end step? Even after board wipe? Okay. So we still have lethal here. Alright, Cutthroat. No Heartless Axe, please, oh please. Lethal board. The game. Sweet. Alright, that worked out pretty well. Really surprised we didn't run into his Shatters, though. I count myself lucky there. They didn't use Narset ever to go find it, though. That was the weird part. I know having Narset out for the static ability is nice, but I feel like that was still an awkward play. Alright, let's go for one more with this one. This has done great so far. We're 3 out of 5 wins. Robin Yamada. Keeping this. Hopefully we can find the black mana for the Slither Wisps. Pass the turn against Lurie. Good old Lurie. What's up, Lord Licorice? Dude, life is going well. I am really good today. That has reach. Well, oh well. This might be a bad matchup. I guess we try to play the Opt instead of Own the Sea, because with Slither Wisp we can... Or, actually here, so we pay 2, and we Sea Dash our Octopus. Well, we have all the Slithies. All the Slither Wisps. Slither Wispises? Bring in some green mana. Alright, I've seen this deck, but I've not seen it with Stoneclaw Serpents as much. I mean, we passed the turn. Drown in the Lock doesn't kill this. This is going to be an issue. This is an issue. I mean, if they're not attacking, it helps a tiny bit. The only good thing that we have is that we, it's protection from multicolored, so our Brineborn Cutthroat can eventually get big enough, maybe? Ooh. Still not attacking. I'm actually... They really need to be attacking, I feel like, here. Us drawing cards is good, but I think our life total going lower is better for them. That would be great. Hitting lands. I'm tempted just to opt here for it. Pass the turn. We're both stuck on 2 lands, but I think their deck is built around a little bit better. Alright, Omen of the Sea. Yeah, not lands. Dude, how many cards have we gone through and no lands? There we go. And that's the perfect land. Alright, we'll take it. Now we're only going to draw lands the rest of the game. How it goes. Alright, pass the turn. Once we get, you know, we can just keep lining up these Slither Wisps. That should finish the game for us pretty quickly. The fact that they haven't been pushing the damage here will probably help us a lot with that. We could even just double block this Stonecoil Serpent, perhaps. Use it protection from blue. Unfortunately, that doesn't really help us here much at all. Maybe to get the Serpent. Yeah, we just passed the turn. Healer's Hawk's a little annoying. We need to find our Drown in the Log. No blocks. I'm pretty sure they have another solid footing. Oh, Brazen Bar or Bounce. Yeah, that would work. X2. Interesting. They probably have a Kmetra's Blessing as well. Which gives it, is it hexproof and indestructible? I think draw 2 is better than the opt here. Now we have a blocker, that's nice. Dude, yeah, once this deck starts going though, it is so fun. That's some pretty cool stuff. I mean, as long as we can race the Hawk, I think we're fine. And with 3 of these guys, it's definitely possible. So yeah, I think we just passed the turn again. Until it's doing about 5 points of damage, I don't think we need to worry about this. So the biggest issue is that they have the one that makes them start doing damage equal to their toughness, and with Glaring Aegis and that, it can start really racking up quickly. Slither Wisp. This Brineborn Cutthroat's also going to start attacking in soon. We actually are probably going to use the Suffocating Fumes to get rid of the Life's Bounty. That'll be nice. I think we still want blue mana. Did we find the 4th Slither Wisp? Yes, we did. Alright, Island. Attack in with Cutthroat. We could also maybe go a bit aggressive here. I mean, they have protection from these guys. We could almost present lethal here. We'll just go with the Cutthroat. Sweet. We're down for that. We can cast this at any time too, so we do have... Alright, Kamecha's Blessing. Sweet. Discard. I don't think we want to thin our deck too much more. There is a chance that we could end up milling out with 4th Slither Wisps. A lot of cards to draw each turn. Can't quench here. At least not the Luris. We will quench the All Seed though. Not letting him have protection is really nice. Being able to actually attack in and win. We could have another Blessing. Oh, I thought that went to instead. That's fine. Legion's End. Pretty nice. And Brazen Borrower. Both seem good here. Yeah, no blocks. So we're actually at a point where I think that it's about worthwhile to be attacking in. And the Drown in the Lock. Alright, how much mana do we have here? So we have... How many flash things do we have? Not that many. Only 1, 2... That's 3, 7 damage. Swing in, they can block pretty effectively. So I think we actually Legions and the Stonecoil Serpents. But if they have Kametra's Blessing, it counters that. And then we can Drown in the Lock the Luris. That probably ends up doing it. So hit the Stonecoil Serpents. Okay. Okay, resolve, that's fine. Protection from black. I'm not going to drown that one. I can drown a lock of something else here. I probably would rather drown a lock the Luris. Just to get it out of here, it's done for. Now they're absolutely top decking. There's not really a way for them to come back. And now I think we bounce the Stonecoil Serpent. This one. And yeah, that should be game. Oh, drown to counter the spell. I totally forgot that I can counter the spell. I don't know why. I was like, oh, it's only the... Yeah. That would have been better. Alright, so overall with this deck, I mean, obviously it did pretty well. It did a 66% win rate over 6 games. So 4 wins, 2 losses. The wins were pretty solid. I think the biggest thing I saw the power on was Drown in the Lock is just a really good card. It helps kill a lot of really good decks out there. Legion's End also pretty good against the Luca decks, against a few things. Suffocating Fumes can be good in those ones as well. So there's a lot of just really good pieces here. There are like a few other ones that maybe work better here and there against other control decks, and I think that's why you build a sideboard and try to play best of 3. But I think this deck legitimately can run, can win in best of 3 as well. It's just a really solid deck. I think Slither Wisp is powerful enough to do well. Like the biggest issues everyone was talking about before and was just that there's Teferi and Narset in the deck, but we played up against a deck against Teferi and Narset and won. They didn't find a board wipe. They didn't find a few other things. We also didn't find like the counters to interact with those one, which we could have. And so I do think that This deck is just solid. It's good. It's fun. And so I hope you guys try it out. And yeah, not too shabby at all.